According to the left, there are no boundaries, there are no decencies, there are no modesties. Right? So when they do it, now, of course, this is wonderful. And it's going to be tough to get through, Vicki. It's pretty shocking. We're not going to show you the most graphic aspects of what we're going to talk about. That will be a link at the bottom of this video. So I want to prove to you that the LGBTQ has nothing to do with the rights of trans people. It is something much more disgusting. This was triggered in Canada, right? Canada's a few years farther down the road, but we're catching up to them in their licentiousness. This is a tweet that says, this quote, "This is how sick our government-run education system is." And they go to the next slide, Mike. They begin to talk about how, and on Monday, June 19th, the Health 9 classes in this Canadian school, they had a presentation provided by Planned Parenthood. The target of the lesson related to contraceptives, sexually transmitted infections, and consent. During the presentation, the classroom teacher was always in the room. In addition to the presentation, students did have an opportunity to obtain secondary resources from a side table that were not referred to during the presentation. Staff do preview resources, but one of the resources consisted of an A to Z sexual vocabulary game, which was not in the scope of the grade 9 health curriculum. These basically cards where they had A to Z, and on them they talk about like this one. This one is a little bit dangerous to show too. Using sex is the name of the game. From A to Z cards during outreach and other single session behavioral interventions. So these are not just meant for the classroom. They are to be given to individual children where a guidance counselor or an administrator or a teacher can sit down one-on-one with a child and give them these cards and go through them. Take a look from this first one. Sex from A to Z is a set of cards intended for gay, bi, and queer people, which means most kids aren't that. They're still going to get these. This is a fun and accessible resource that facilitates humorous and frank discussion among young people about sexuality and HIV and STI prevention. It can also be used by service providers as a discussion tool in workshops. Now, Vicki, pick a couple of these cards by the letter and let's talk around them because we can't even say on the air what they really say.
Okay, right. So these are A to Z cards. On one side of the card are little cartoon pictures of animals, doing silly things. So on one side, you will see maybe a monkey or a bird or an insect of some kind doing something silly. You flip the card over and I tell you what, because people are going to have to look this up for themselves. I will just read through starting at A and I will quit when I find myself too disgusted to continue. A is for autofellatio. Sorry, I'm not describing that. You look it up. B is for bisexual. C is for cathodelia, which is a fetish. D is for dingleberry. E is for erection. F is for felching. G is for glory hole. H is for half and half. By the way, what I'm basically reading right now are phrases, most of which are associated with hardcore gay porn, just in case anyone wondered. I is for immeratio. Never even heard that word before, and then I learned what it meant. J is for jacking off. K is for kink. L is for love muscle. M is for money shot. N is for nooner. O is for orgasm. P is for pearl necklace. Q is for quickie. R is for raw sex. S is for snowballing. Don't look that one up. S is for snowballing, and I just lost my place here. Z is for zagnut. So I'm sorry, I skipped a couple of letters. That's another one you don't want to look up. All of these, and these are incredibly graphic descriptions of what actually takes place. And if your ninth grader were ever to see these words and then read these descriptions, good bet he or she is going to look them up, and you have just invited 13 and 14-year-old kids to view hardcore gay porn.